Another Yoh tank is rolling onto the SuperTest. This time around it is the M6Y-yoh, a tier 9 American heavy tank of the new Yoh line. And once again, it comes with the feature of having emergency tracks as well as two unique guns to choose from. One being the 105mm one and another one being a 120mm gun. So let's just start with those. The 105mm gun comes out with 320 alpha, 251mm of AP penetration and 315 gold penetration, which is heat. It has a reload rate of 8.3 seconds, giving it a DPM of 2350. On the other hand, we have the 120mm gun having 400 alpha with 243mm of penetration and 300mm of penetration on AP and heat respectively. The reload rate is 11.4 seconds, giving it a DPM of 2105. This compares decently okayish to other tanks. So for example, the Conqueror at the moment has 2123 DPM, while something like the M103, which recently did got buffed with its 120mm gun, has 2400. So you can see that the 105mm gun is pretty good when it comes to DPM wise, while the 120mm is just slightly below what the Conqueror has to offer. Moving over to the accuracy values, we once again see that the 105mm gun is a bit more accurate, 0.37 accuracy on 100 meters, while the aim time is 2.2 seconds. The 120mm gun needs a half a second longer to aim in, and it has 0.4 accuracy. The changes become even more apparent when we look at the accuracies on the move. The 105mm gun has at the moment 0.08 during turret traverse, while the 120 has 0.12. The 105mm gun's turret accuracy is comparable to what the AE Phase 1 has to offer, while the accuracy on the move from the 120mm gun is comparable to the Object 777. The biggest issue, however, is that apparently because those tanks have the emergency track mechanic, they are very inaccurate on the move. 0.22. Yikes. That is even worse than what the Object 777 has. And trust me, that thing's accuracy is not a lot of fun to use. Let's move over to the mobility, and here we have one of the fastest 10 degrees of gun depression strong turreted heavy tanks. 40 kph in top speed, 15 kph in reverse with a 16.8 HP per ton ratio. That really makes it stand out with the likings of the Conqueror, AE Phase 1 and even the M103, and don't forget you can obviously push that even harder with something like the turbocharger. Hull and turret traverse are also pretty decent. Now about the survivability, we have 1800 hit points, which is not that much. It is the same what the AE Phase 1 has to offer, but when you compare it to something like the Conqueror, which has 1950, you notice that the HP are pretty poor. Hull and turret armor, on paper the hull has 156 in the front and almost 90 on the side, while the turret on the front has 330 and 102 on the side. Obviously those values are very hard to judge because it's paper values. We all know that those don't really work that well. Plus, the tier 9 tank has some quite big cupolas, which the tier 10 one doesn't have. In the end, the M6Y-yoh at the moment looks like a very solid heavy one with 10 degrees of gun depression, and I'm pretty confident that loads of people will love to use its 105mm gun to get that boost in DPM, because in the end, not only do you get a better DPM, you have a quicker reload rate, meaning you can even permatrack certain enemies. And with that, thank you so much for watching, don't forget to subscribe, you have to, and don't forget to check out my other videos. Cheers and goodbye.